So we're here in Taiwan for Phanteks 2018, and if you can't tell by my dope, amazing shirt that I got today, we got to check out the Phanteks booth at the Grand Hyatt. They had a lot of great cases and other things on display today, and we want to tell you more about them after this word from our sponsor. Our Phanteks coverage is brought to you by Wootwear, Palette, and Phanteks. Check them out at the links in the video description. Also, big thanks to MSI for sending us here to Phanteks 2018. We're excited to show off what their true gaming brand has to offer on display this year. So the Evolve X is a huge improvement over the original Evolve chassis that they released. This is because they took all of the community feedback that they were getting regarding the airflow and other things regarding the original Evolve, and they actually updated it to make sure that they could provide better airflow and as well as a few other things to the Evolve chassis. So the front cutout is a bit smaller, it's a bit deeper, and it allows for 3 times as much airflow for the front intake. And then the top has a cutout for the mesh, which allows for 5 times greater exhaust, which is absolutely fantastic. So all of the complaints that they were receiving regarding airflow for their original chassis, they've absolutely worked on, and we're getting a redesign here with the Evolve X. But then we also have hinged tempered glass instead of the screw-ons. Then we also have digital RGB on the front and then on the side, like the P350X that they recently dropped. It has 30 side LEDs so that it's a seamless, continuous little motion, which is amazing. So the front panel on the Evolve X actually is a hinge design, so you pull that out and then it locks in and you have to slide that out, which is a completely different experience than just yanking the whole front thing out. It also has front USB Type-C, has a redesigned interior, cable covers, can support an eATX motherboard, but then on top of that can also support another mini ITX motherboard, so you can have 2 whole systems in the Evolve X, which is absolutely fantastic. Has a more angular design. The dual system comes on top if you want to do a mini ITX bracket and a GPU bracket and riser that are sold separately, but Phanteks will provide those so that you can actually get a system set up. This is great for streamers who potentially might have their main system in there, like an eATX Threadripper system, but then a mini ITX, you know, Coffee Lake system for actually streaming, which would be fantastic. I'm looking forward to this so much. As far as pricing, they said that it shouldn't be more than $10 over the original Evolve tempered glass, and then also we should expect to see this come out in August of this year. And then moving on, they also had the P600S Eclipse, which is very similar to the Evolve X in that it has the hinge design, it can support the dual system, it has better airflow, and they tried to make sure that the system was actually going to be better for users overall. However, this time, instead of having a metal mesh that is coming in for the airflow, they changed it to a fabric mesh, which allows for much greater airflow, 50% better than the metal mesh. And then they also will have a silent or high airflow mode on the P600S. There's no current release date. The design was not finalized, so what you're seeing here will not be what the final product looks like, but they are working on it. And then it also has a fan hub that doesn't require you connecting it to the motherboard in order to actually use it. It'll just set the fans to 100% if it's not connected to any motherboard, if it's getting no PWM information. There's a couple more cases that I actually want to cover, which is their Metallic Gear series lineup, but I want to jump into a few other products that they have that aren't exactly cases. So first up, we have their Revolt Pro and Revolt X power supplies. They first announced their power supplies back at CES, but they had a few more on display here. So this integrates 2 system powers, so you can get 2 24 pins, 2 CPU pins, so that you can actually boot 2 whole systems off of the Revolt power supplies, which is perfect for the Evolve X and the P600S, because that allows you to have the Phanteks power supply, and then you can actually run both the eATX and mini ITX system off of that one power supply, and you don't need to get splitters or anything like that. It's going to come in 1200 watts and 1300 watts. The Revolt X should come out in Q3, and they are both 80+ platinum designs. And then they also have a brand new fan design that comes with thicker frames and blades. So the tips of the fan blades are closer to the edge of the frame, which allows for them to get higher static pressure. There's a 0.07 millimeter blade tip clearance between the fan blade and the edge of the frame. And then it also comes in 120 millimeter or 140 millimeter designs with a thickness of either 25 mil or 30 mil, and then has vibration dampeners. So these have better sound sound quality. They have glass fiber blades, which felt absolutely phenomenal when we got to touch them at the suite. And then they also have a daisy chain cable design, which allows you to connect 2 fans off of just 1 fan being connected to the motherboard or to the fan hub, so that if it's in a hard to reach place, you only need to get 1 connected and then you have a second fan already set up. I can't wait to actually get my hands on this, but their desire was to have a high quality case fan that they could include with the systems going forward. And now that those things are out of the way, let's get into the metallic gear lineup that they're going to be coming out with. So metallic gear is supposed to be a more mainstream offering that's going to be powered by Phanteks. This isn't going to be Phanteks in proper name, but it is going to be made by Phanteks, and it's supposed to have the same great quality that people have come to know and love from this company. That's the whole idea behind it. It's powered by Phanteks, so you can be sure of the build quality, of the design. Everything's going to be as it's supposed to be. However, they just felt like they needed to have a different branding for going for the more consumer offering. So on display, they had the Neo Micro, and the Neo Mini, and as you could guess, that's ATX Micro, ATX, and Mini ITX. And the pricing on that, so for the Neo is going to be $99, the Neo Micro is going to be $84, and then the Neo Mini is going to be $69, and then there's a glass version that's going to come at $79 because it also includes a vertical bracket for your GPU. They can fit 240 millimeter radiators, the Micro and the Mini. The ATX one can fit a bit more, but the same quality, more mainstream, lower prices. They expect to even come in at lower than that $69 target price in the future, but we can expect this metallic gear lineup to drop sometime towards the end of August, and hopefully we can get our hands on them for review when they actually do come out. So that's going to wrap it up with everything that we saw at the Phanteks booth this year at Computex. Be sure to let us know which was your favorite product that they're launching by telling us down in the comments or in the community Discord. Don't forget to hit that like button while you're down there to show support for everything we're doing around here. And we also just want to give a big thanks to our sponsors for sending us here to Computex 2018. That is Wootware, the amazing retailer in South Africa. We've got Pallet, we've got Phanteks themselves, and we've got MSI. All of the cars are coming right now. I'm Brett with the UFD Tech Channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Cheers.